Better Call Saul just wrapped up, and I think it did something that's pretty rare. In my opinion, it's harder to make a prequel or a sequel to an IP than to create a new one. But I think this show was successful in creating its own thing, as well as satisfying the fans of Breaking Bad. With House of the Dragon, the creators are faced with the same challenges, and we have yet to see how they will tackle them. As of now, we only have 2 episodes, and this video's discussion is gonna be limited to that. So in the first episode, we start off with a voiceover exposition scene setting up the world, which I thought was both lazy and incoherent with the rest of the show since it doesn't appear anywhere else. And the exposition here is useless since it doesn't provide any additional information that we do not get later on in the episode. I also hate that they had to mention how many years before the death of the Mad King, because this wasn't necessary and it's only here for fan service. The show plays it safe in that it keeps the same look and feel as that of Game of Thrones, and stylistically it looks pretty much the same. It also uses the same music for the intro, and the intro is very inspired by that of Game of Thrones, which I thought was lazy and a missed opportunity to do something more unique. On the other hand, I thought the actors did a pretty good job. Now for me, the race swap didn't really bother me that much, and overall I thought the actor playing Corlys Velaryon portrayed the character pretty well. But I only had one issue with his beard. See, he's supposed to have blonde hair, but his beard is black and grey, which doesn't make much sense. You would think with a big budget they'd pay a lot more attention to details like this, but they don't. I like how they showed Daemon Targaryen's weakness right away. So during the game when he's fighting Sir Criston Cole, for a moment he thinks he's won and starts celebrating before making sure his opponent has tapped out, which causes him to lose, and I think this is actually a foreshadowing of events to come. Daemon loves attention and recognition, and I think this is going to be his downfall as this show unfolds. I also like the way the relationships between characters are established and shown to the audience. You can tell the king cares for his brother, and you can tell how much he's hurt by the comments Daemon makes about his dead son, because he was the one defending him and actually wanted him to become his successor. Rhaenyra and Alicent Hightower's friendship is also put to the test by the end of episode 2. When her father, King Viserys, chooses Alicent Hightower to be his wife, even though he made it appear to her that he was gonna marry Corlys Velaryon's daughter. Him choosing Alicent Hightower didn't come as a surprise though, because we had seen them develop their relationship over the course of the episode. And for the first time we see the king making a decision not because it's good for the kingdom but because it's good for him. Every other decision he'd made before this point had just been safe. And with this decision, we actually see him take a risk. He chose the safer decision when his wife was in labor, opting to save their child, rather than leaving it up to chance and risking both of them dying. He chooses not to fight the pirates by using diplomacy, and there are plenty examples of him choosing safer options. Now, the 2 episodes for me, they're just good enough, and the only problem I have with the show thus far is that it's a little bit slow, and the fact that it's trying so hard to introduce gender politics. Particularly the scene where the princess's idea to scare the free cities from supporting the pirates is rejected. The show tries so hard to make it seem as though her idea is dismissed because she's a woman, which is not the reason it is. See, she's a child and she hasn't had any experience that would allow her to have a voice on the council, and like we've seen before, the king and his council are always opting for the safest choices, and Rhaenyra's suggestion is simply not the safest in this case. So it's not because she's a woman that her idea is dismissed. Other than that, I thought the show had a good start, and I can't wait to see what they do with these characters. Hopefully they will tone down the message going forward. Overall, the show succeeds in setting up the conflict and the universe, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, we have a very tight community. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification, like the video, and I would love to hear what you thought about House of the Dragon so far in the comment section. Thank you.